Strategic planning is used in a wide variety of segments, including for-profit, not-for-profit, public sector, private sector, and many more. Hi, I'm Tim Wiedrich. I'm the facilitator for your Strategic Decision-Making course. I'm sorry I'm not able to be with you in person. Unfortunately, business-related travel has taken me out of state. You'll be able to contact me, though, with any questions you have. You can call my cell phone at 527-5395. That's 527-5395. You can reach me by email at twwidrich@umary.edu. This course is designed to improve your skills in strategic decision-making. At the conclusion of this course, you'll be able to define the components of the strategic decision-making process and apply strategic planning principles to a wide variety of applications. That's what we're going to be dealing with in the course. Additionally, we'll be discussing strategic decision-making as it applies to creating personal career management plans. Now, you should have a learner guide and a current textbook. If you're missing either of these items, please contact one of the staff members at the Butler Center before you leave, or give me a call before class next week. There's some differences in how the course will be conducted and the description in your learner guide. I'll be providing you with a written correction to the learner guide next week during the first night of class. I know you're anxious to find out more information about the course. Next week I'll drill down into significant detail, but for now, let's go ahead and do a high-level overview. Let's get started. There are three major components due on the final night of class. The course is 5 weeks in length. The three major projects consist of a written strategic plan for an organization, providing an oral group presentation about a strategic plan, and creating your own career plan. Again, all three of these assignments will be due on the fifth night of class. Let's describe each of these major assignments in more detail. The largest and most important assignment is the creation of a strategic plan for an organization. Now, this assignment is worth 75 points. You'll select a company or organization that you know a lot about. Usually it's your current employer, one that you've recently worked for, and you'll write a 12 to 15 page strategic plan. Now, the intent is not to send you to a library to do research, but rather to use the information you already know about the organization and apply the principles and concepts covered in this course to write a strategic plan in a real environment. Now, there are many ways to format a strategic plan. This course is too short to cover all of them, so I've chosen a specific format that we'll be using. That format consists of an executive summary, history, mission and major goals, SWOT analysis, objectives, strategies, and tactics. If this looks a little intimidating, don't worry. We'll be going through all of the components in detail to give you a thorough understanding before you start writing. The strategic plan will be written in the APA format. As I said, this is not a research paper, so I'm not expecting you to go into the library and look up information. Because you're creating your own work product, I don't expect you to be citing other people's work. If you do quote something, it must be appropriately cited using the APA format. Again, this paper is your own work product. The organization you're writing about may already have a strategic plan, but you're not to use it as the basis for your strategic plan, and you should not be copying or plagiarizing from it. This is your work product developed using the principles covered in the course. A second major component of the course is the group oral presentation. The oral group presentation is worth up to 40 points. I'll be dividing the class into several groups. Starting in week 2, the groups will have time in class to prepare their presentations. Most students don't need to work on the group oral presentations outside of class. You won't be writing an additional paper for this presentation. You'll be choosing a strategic plan written by one of the group members and presenting that plan as a group. You'll be handing in your speaker notes. It's important that you deliver your presentation in an extemporaneous manner. In other words, don't read your presentation, use a conversational style. To prevent you from reading your presentation, I strongly encourage the use of bullet points, note cards, or an outline rather than writing out the text. The third major project is the Individual Strategic Career Management Plan. It's worth up to 40 points. This plan is intended to help your career development. To do this, you'll be applying the principles of strategic decision-making as they relate to your career plan. Now, the plan will be no less than 5 pages and written in the APA format. It's not a research paper, so I'm not expecting to see citations, but it does need to be your own work. You should not be copying or plagiarizing the work of others. And just as there are many types of formats for writing strategic plans for organizations, There are also a lot of formats for the development of career plans. I've chosen a specific format for the use in this course. Now, the first part of the format consists of career planning with self-assessment, career opportunities, professional threats, career goals, and career action plans. The second part of the format is career development. That includes implementation of action plans. During the course, I'll be going through the content and format of the career plan in detail. Now, we've talked about the 3 major assignments due in the final night of class. Let's describe now the 4 ways grade points will be earned for weeks 1 through 4. Points will be awarded for the submission of a news article, attendance, participation, and written assignments. Now, let's cover those in more detail. During weeks 1 through 4, you'll submit a copy of a news article that pertains to the reading assignment for that week. The news article should be from a professional or academic journal or news source. You won't be presenting on the news article, you'll just be turning in a copy of the article. Now, all copies of the news article must have your name, the date submitted, and the article source clearly written on the copy you submit. News articles are worth 5 points each week and are due at the beginning of each class. Late news articles will not be accepted. Points are also awarded for attendance. There are 10 points awarded for each class during weeks 1 through 4. 15 points are awarded for attendance on the 5th night of class. The attendance points cannot be made up. Up to 10 participation points are awarded based on the number of comments you make during the class. At the beginning of the discussion each week, I'll provide you with a form to track the number of comments you make. You'll then make a recommendation about the number of participation points you've earned for that week and turn that form in for grading. You can make up participation points if you miss a class by writing a brief outline covered in the reading assignment. All makeup assignments are due on the final night of class. During week 1, you'll have an assignment which involves answering some questions found in the textbook. The questions are worth 15 points. In week 2, you'll write a short essay describing the relationship of the macro environment in creating strategy. The essay is also worth up to 15 points. I'll provide more detail about those assignments before they're due. Let's review the assignments and their point value for all 5 weeks of the course. For week 1, you'll be answering questions in the textbook. That assignment will be worth 15 points. You'll be turning in a news article worth 5 points. Attendance will be worth 10 points, and participation up to 10 points. The total point value for week 1 is up to 40 points. In week 2, you'll be turning in a short essay about the macro environment. That's worth up to 15 points. You'll hand in your news article for 5 points. Attendance will count as 10 points. You can earn up to 10 points for participation, making the total for week 2 up to 40 points. For week 3, there's no written assignment, but the news article, attendance, and participation can total up to 25 points. Week 4 is the same as week 3. In week 4, there's no written assignment, but the news article, attendance, and participation can total up to 25 points. On week 5, the 3 major projects are due. 15 points will be awarded for attendance. The individual strategic plan can be worth up to 75 points. The group oral presentation up to 40 points, and the personal career plan up to 40 points. The total point value for the entire course is up to 300 points. Let's take a look at how the points earned relate to the final grade for the course. Your final grade will be issued as a letter grade with no pluses or minuses. Points from 270 to 300 will be an A, 240 to 269 will be a B, 210 to 239 will be a C, 180 to 209 will be a D, and less than 180 points will be a fail. Well, that's the material I wanted to cover for now. I hope you found the information to be useful. I'll be reviewing all of this material and providing more detail during the first night of class. Please contact me if you have any questions. I'm available to you. I enjoy hearing from you and responding to your questions, and I look forward to being with you next week in class. Take care.